Oh my god! Okay, this video introduction is not going to go normally. Please bear with me, and timestamp for anyone who doesn't want to hear the story of me getting this ship before we get into the actual review. Greetings! Welcome to Shadowstar. My name? I think I forgot my name. I am Ri'shad, aka the Renegade, and a side personality of mine is going to have to take over for this review. Welcome to Shadowstar. May I introduce to you the Nightmare? Sorry, not fair. The Dhailkhina Warbird, Strike-Wing Warbird. May I introduce to you the Nightmare to get. This is going to be a stats review video where we will be breaking down what this ship can actually do. We'll take a very quick look at customization options, very quick, and then we'll dart straight onto stats, talk about her trait, console, experimental weapons, other associated interests you might have with this ship, and from there we'll then take her into action. I have already essentially recorded this video when I thought I didn't manage to get her. So, a little side story before we get into this, guys. Like I said, there is a timestamp to let you skip this, but yeah, I opened 855 lockboxes to try and get this ship. 855. Do you think she dropped? Oh, of course she didn't. So, with the technically 285 that was really opened on this account, since the other two, since the rest of those lockboxes were opened in over on the Triple Test server, yeah. Luckily, I didn't actually spend that much money on lockbox keys. Only 285 on lockbox keys. That's still £160. So after that, I took the £160 worth of what I gained from lockboxes to the exchange and sold everything I had, and combined that with what EC I already had, and I just about had it the 1,245,000,000 EC it took to purchase this one. Wow. That's a lot. So this review is going to go on the basis of, was this ship worth it? Bearing in mind that if you gambled, you technically would have been doing my gamble. Yeah, you could have ordered it. I'm going to give you a little secret, guys. 1, if you really want this ship, get it from the exchange. 2, don't gamble, sell the keys. Because with the amount of keys I had, I would have if you sold all the keys right now that I actually got, the 285 keys, and sold them all, you'd have just had almost enough EC for what I've just paid. Be warned though, the rest of the ships that in the exchange were more expensive. I did buy the cheapest, of course I did. Let's get on with this review, guys. Hello there to those that skipped. Hello. And to the ones that listened to me just then. Pretty look, eh? So guys, quickly on this. We have only the Romulan bridge. Only the 4 window types. A bit disappointing, yes, definitely to say. The template is the template. There is no alternate styles. You do have a special pattern combined with other patterns if you wish. I see this is quite similar to a certain other ship, La Salina. And we can go from that. Take a look at the hull types. Now this is interesting because this is not what I was expecting for hull types to be available. So you have her hull type. You have the Royal Nadonier, which I'm sorry is a beautiful hull. I need to angle the ship a little bit better for you to see this. Look how good that looks on the ship. The Remans, which gives us a rough idea what the vanity shields are going to look like later. Going through the Romulans, which are quite nice. Veteran. let's see that properly. There we go. I do love how there's getting a little bit of aesthetic with. There we go. We're actually seeing it all now. Sorry about that. Ronadonier. Go through them all. Nice to realise there's a glitch still there, but that's fine. To be fair, I think that looks brilliant. This is my favourite look. The snakehead skin. The whole armour of the pilot, or the fighters you get with this ship, which are a bit weak, but hey-ho. The Talis refits, which, let's be fair, it's kind of cool to see that. Tavo, and of course Upgrade, which again looks absolutely amazing. Now then, with all this being said, let's get into stats. And I'd like to be able to welcome back. I appear to have grabbed some attention. Welcome back to those that took the skip link to go straight to stats. We have the Prometheus with us, apparently. USS Prometheus, hello. How are you doing there? There are a few people flying around us, yink. Right. I'll leave you guys on screen, it's fine. Let's get on to the stats. Now then, we have a tier 6 ship that is available to any faction, supposedly. Oops, don't mind me, I don't really do that. Because I've not got the thing correctly in place. We have a tier 6 ship available to any faction, requiring you to complete the tutorial. The hull modifier for this impressive ship is 1.25 with a shield modifier of 1. She comes equipped with 5 forward weapons and 2 aft and 1 experimental weapon position. Device slots are 3 and she has a base turn rate of 15 with an impulse modifier of 0.2. Inertia rating is 65 and her bonus power settings are not what they're saying on the wiki at the moment. Plus 10 to weapons power, plus 5 to engines, and plus 5 to auxiliary. She has 1 hangar bay, the inspirational abilities to release, which are Turn the Tide, Against the Odds, or Against All Odds, sorry, and Battle Preparations. And she has the Singularity powers, since she equips herself with a Singularity core, allowing her to use the Plasma Shockwave, Quantum Absorption, Warp Shadow, Singularity Jump, and Singularity Overcharge. She also has a Romulan Battle Cloak and the Starship Mastery Package for Tactical Warbird. Keeping in mind the ship has that 1 hangar bay slot, she also comes with an impressive console and trait, so we'll get into that in a moment. Her console positions, for that matter though, are 5 tactical, 4 engineering and 2 science, with an impressive bridge officer layout of a Commander Tactical Command, Lieutenant Tactical, Lieutenant Commander Engineering, Lieutenant Commander Universal Intelligence position, and finally a Universal Ensign position. Confusing myself there with the slash on the screen. So, what does this mean for the ship's capabilities? Well, fundamentally this means 3 major things. She's more of a tactical DPS than she's a side DPS. She's vulnerable in the support side of things. She's not really a support vessel. And she has hull tanking capabilities and reasonable shield tanking capabilities. We are looking here at a, obviously, DPS specialized ship with the ability to tank, but she fundamentally draws a weak spot in my area, support. Now then. Whoop. Hello Prometheus, he's shadowed out right down there. You're on screen again, buddy. Right underneath me. Put you underneath me, why not? Let's bring up other things. Oh my god, look at the emptiness that's there now. So, what does this mean with the ship? First of all, don't ask me why we're seeing those on so-called Vash weapons. There is a bug. There is a bug. Okay, guys? It's not supposed to be there. The experimental weapon is interesting. This experimental weapon, the experimental carbon scorcher, will deal heavy kinetic damage with a 360-degree arc. 4,205.4 physical damage is dealt, with the ability to deal an extra 420 physical damage that ignores shields. This damage is scorched over time. I don't think that is correctly giving you the information. If you read the actual information that STO gave us, or Art Games website has, it does mention that this is the damage dealt against non-organic materials. Funny, because that probably means that 420 physical damage cannot be dealt against Undine, but I doubt they would have thought to keep that in. Ha! Would be funny though if we find that. Overall, this is a decent experimental weapon, but far from the best. The console itself, Bombing Run, is interesting as that gives you a passive boost to plasma damage of 17.1, quite useful for any plasma build, and plus 2.5 critical chance with projectile weapons. Now that I've opened the ship on my Federation character, I'm having a little bit of a goddamn, because, well, it would have been really good for my Romulan. Sorry, I've had to reframe myself over a little. Whoa! Hi! Okay, fine. Hello. So, that's one way to tell me what I look at here now in the video. Thank you for that. You've actually given me a marker beacon. So, we have an interesting trait here. Now, I've had to stall myself a little bit looking at this trait to double check on what the page says. The trait itself is both strong and weak. Let me explain. It deals a decent level of kinetic damage per second, nearly 700 kinetic damage, and has a repel minus 0.54 per second. This should be noted, basically, gravitational well. Just one slight issue to that. So there are singularity powers that already gain that ability, so why would you... I mean, I guess you could accompany one singularity power with this one and have the minor effect of it. However, the biggest question I would say is, do you really want to use a trait to gain a control ability? It's strong and can activate once per 10 seconds, so there is a fair activation time. The only issue is, you could probably have gravitational well, especially on this ship, and achieve better. In fact, gravitational well tends to be on the go-to. I'm going to be honest, I don't see this trait being a remarkable thing. So, final scoring on experimental weapon, console and trait would be 6.5 out of 10. It has promise, but it's not great. That's why I haven't upgraded it, to show you what the max upgrade of it would be, because I'm not wasting. Because of the fact this summons an artillery ship that deals kinetic AoE damage and does a lot of damage, to be fair, from what I've seen of it, I'm going to give this one 8 out of 10. It's a DPS console for plasma builds, or a support console. And finally, this one gets a 4 out of 10. It's good in theory, but there are so many ways to do this better. What does this mean for the ship? Well, can its hangers give it some fundamental upheave? I mean, come on, I did mention this is an expensive ship to get. Well, first of all, the Snakehead fighters are actually quite good fighters for what they do. They come with the Jerfface disruptor cannons and plasma torpedo launcher with the ability Cannon Scatter Volley 1. Now this slowly improves. The advanced one will gain... The advanced one gains high yield on its torpedo, and the elite one gains dual disruptor cannons along with the original and its torpedo, and that's it. So they're fairly okay, but there are definitely ways to do this better. Honestly speaking, There are better fighters. If you want to know where, just take a look at the last Romulan support vessel. Just saying. So, with all this being said, the ship isn't recovering itself for its expense very well, is it? Let's take it into action, see how well it does. And I guess I can say hi to Yarick. Hello, Yarick. While I'm at it. Okie dokie, time to build. Little bit of side information before we get into the actual fight. Just came in to give the ship my own natural look for it, because I do like to have my own looks. Turns out this ship's normal hull is completely white, clear, nothing on it. Mine is light markings where the patterns would be. Okay, that's yeah. Turns out the paint job for the ship is what creates the brown hull. Just thought you might like to know that. Should we get to fighting now? So here we go. And yes, I have the snakehead hull armor. Of course I do. Kajor! Let's do this. The ship is set up for a cannon build using dual cannons and dual heavy cannons as well as quad cannons. Though it's not a full plasma build, as I have used the dark matter quantum torpedo. It is my favourite. Let's see how this does, shall we? Rebalance power settings, because I want to go into this with a balance level. Let's see my output. Let's see how we do. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here. Hopefully grab him. Get us going and firing at full power. What a skeleton there. This should be the race up. Yes! The power! Augment Dictator, you have taught me well. At least, taught me a little bit better on planning of attack. And you can't teach piloting. I am not a good pilot. Let's see how the bombing run goes. Get those bombers in there. Well, they're not attacking. That's kind of bugging me. Let's get our fighters out. I'm surprised the fighters aren't already going in for the... Oh, look at those waving fighters. Okay, they look good though. I'll give the fighters this. They look good. I'm going to have to put the ship through into my flagships, aren't I? It's just so damn fun to fly! We are doing some decent damage considering I wasn't really at full power for this. The fighters could do with being a little bit stronger, but they weren't that bad. The only concern I've got there is the bottom one didn't really seem to do much. Not that I was able to notice. Let's get this Keldon class, see what we do here. Prepare for combat. Maximum effort! Maybe I can get the Hidikis while we're at it. We're getting the cloak for a second as we're going in. Let those guys do their thing. We are building up output. And decloak and fire. That really didn't take a lot, did it? Totally jettisoned. And the maneuverability of this ship is really bringing me back round from the tactical Warbirds. And it seems my anomaly will even strengthen and power up my fighters. Well, my console summons, that is extremely unexpected. I mean, not bad. Credit where credit is due. That wasn't bad. It was actually quite effective and quite strong. I've got to give him that. Not sure what to say here now. I mean, that was quicker than I expected it to be, so I'll give it credit on that. Now, little remarks. First of all, damn, she looks amazing. I really like the look of this ship. It's making me biased because I like the look of the ship. Now, unfortunately, Ri'shad's here still, and he's biased on the how much he just had to do to actually acquire the ship. So, cost versus quality. Let's break this ship down simply for you guys. I'll do it in these segments as I would prefer to do. Support. We'll do support first because that's its worst area. If you're a support player, be wary. This ship easily ends up sitting at 5 out of 10 for support. It's a no-no. Give support a pass. I mean, it can do support quite well, but to be frank, due to the cost of getting this ship, this is just a straight up no. It's not good enough at support to augment the cost. Tanking. Okay, tanking's a little bit different. So, hull tanking is pretty good. I can give it 6 out of 10 and as a shield tank, and I can give on hull tank a brilliant 8 out of 10. This averages itself out around about 7.5 out of 10 thanks to its engineering capabilities and again some scientific support to that. And its offensive power will allow it to really build up extra threat without really trying. So, if you can get it at a good price, maybe recommended for tanks. DPS. We all know where this is going, but it's not going to be as good as you might expect. She is brilliant as a tactical DPS, very easily scoring a epic 9.5 out of 10 for tactical DPS potential. However, she has an extreme excruciating side, which is her science DPS. That is something to behold. It's not quite there. Yes, if you know what you're doing, you could get something out of it side DPS wise combined with DPS and get a hybrid build going. But unfortunately, that area is going to score 4 out of 10. Not very often I give a low score on something. Overall, I will give this ship 7.5 out of 10 for its DPS potential. What does this mean for the ship overall? Overall score? Well, since the tactical side of it is its priority and the fact that, to be fair, it does do tactical well, I will give it 8 out of 10, but there's no way I could give it higher. It's way too expensive to get, way too difficult to get. The fact that I nearly had to open 1,000 lockboxes. 855 lockboxes were opened in total and the ship didn't drop. That says something about the state of Cryptic at the moment and lockbox drop rates. I mean, I know I'm unlucky, but I'm not that unlucky. So guys, great ship for DPS players, miss if you're support, maybe if you tank, and simple as this, be very careful how you try to get the ship. If you can afford the gamble and you're happy taking that risk, by all means, but beware, it is quite the gamble. My earnest recommendation to you guys is sell the keys. If you did... Well, I spent £160 on lockbox keys in total. If you spend that much money and then sell all the keys, you will be able to get enough EC from the exchange to buy the ship at about the same cost that I bought the ship at. So that's a potential. At least, that way being said, you can get it at a decent cost for what you're really getting, considering what this ship is. It's just sad to say that to get a decent price for the ship now, you're actually getting decent prices from the players rather than the game itself. The game itself is getting insane. That's a shame. But here to the developers because they've done a great job. Now with this being said, thank you for watching. Thank you to all those who have listened to me babble on to the very end of this video. And I do hope I'll see you next time. Also, a massive thank you to the guys credited on the screen right now for your support, as I wouldn't have even been able to attempt to get this ship without that support. So, seriously guys, you made this review video possible. Thank you. Until next time guys, hopefully you'll check out my description below, and there you can come and join us on Discord or Twitter to see what I'm working on and to get into conversations with me. Discord the place for that. And maybe you've liked and subscribed, if I'm not too annoying. Take care guys, and until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao for now.